Welcome to Prime Testimony Channel. My name is Ato Brent Ishan. Like we always do, we are going to look at a very important topic. And with me to look at the topic are beautiful ladies and handsome gentlemen. I have to my immediate right Gladys, Joshua, Augustina, and Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. Today we are going to look at how best we can manage our in-laws. And by in-laws, I'm referring to mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law. In Africa, when you get married, don't get married only to the woman, but you get married to both the woman and the whole family. And therefore, the way we relate to them really matters. Sometimes you hear stories about in-law relationships. Some are pleasant, others are not pleasant. So today we have assembled here to look at that relationship, find out what are some of the causes of the problems or the troubles that come among in-laws. Others also have good testimonies, so we are going to look at all these. So what are some of the issues that usually bring about disagreements among in-laws? Anybody can start? Okay, Joshua.
One of the disagreements that come between, especially the mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law, is childlessness. Sometimes when there's no issue in the family, most of the time the blame is placed on the woman. And so the mother-in-law thinks the daughter-in-law is not producing, it's not fertile. And so the whole blame is placed on the daughter-in-law. And this brings about some kind of conflict between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law.
Yes, so these days that in medical practice has proven that it is not only women that become married, but some people still think that way.
Yes, we still have that traditional mentality. I would say traditional mentality. And when we go to the enlightened people may understand, but how many of the society are enlightened to understand that the problem can come from the man? But most of the time we think it's the woman who should. And so if nothing is coming, then it is the fault of the woman. So this is
Does anybody want to speak to this?
I believe that what he's saying is true, because most of the times in our nation that we find ourselves, all blames childlessness goes to the woman. Oh no, and so that's sort of a comment coming from the in-laws. And sometimes too, though the problem may be coming from the man, but how many men will be bold enough to tell their mothers and fathers that, oh, daddy, mommy, the problem is from me. So all the time they keep putting the blame on you.
So we with that child, let's embrace about misunderstanding, between, the mother-in-laws and okay. What about the fathers-in-law? Do they sometimes people bother their sons' wives that they are not bringing for? They also share the same view?
Yeah, I think they are cool.
They are cool for the men, for the women, they are not cool. Yeah. Okay, you also share the same view. Okay, I see. Is there any other reason that brings about disagreements?
See, in our African traditional setting, like you earlier said, when you marry, you don't marry the woman or you don't marry only the man, but you marry the family. And there's an account saying that about power or the befi.
The woman go there and be married.
Yes, and then get a fortune represent. But if there's a kabadia, you understand? Say a kabadia, be manager. So most of the time, the family, or let me say the in-laws of the woman, the wife, expect some things from the man. And I would say financial benefits from the man. So if these things are not seen, it will bring a conflict, because especially most of the time the mothers, they will think, is the man taking care of my daughter well? You understand? Because if the man is taking care of the wife, at least you will feel it, you will see something, but you are not seeing anything. And so it's like, is the man capable of taking good care of our daughter?
This reminds me, in times past, when people got married, and then maybe haven't lived in the city for some time, when they come to the village, they go, hey, why the sheep grow fat? You know, in Africa, there was a time that becoming fat was a sign of peace. I mean, it shows that you are peaceful. But these days, because of education, I think, yeah, my sister,
when the in-laws begin to interfere in the affairs of the marriage, sometimes it brings this misunderstanding, especially where you get a husband who is always communicating whatever plans and decisions that you've taken with the mother. So always, before you come to the drawing board,
my mother says that.
My mother says yes. So everything my mother says, everything my mother says. So it becomes like it's your mother is rather dictating what we have to do for us. So at the end, the wife will not be happy with the way the mother is interfering in the marriage.
Are there any other things?
Talking of interference, mostly this do happens, let's say, when they are in a family house. Maybe when they got married, they went to stay in a family house. So whatever action, whatever thing that is going on between the new couple or the married couple, the mothers and fathers will be looking at it. They will be watching. Hey, were you ready? So what kind of food did your wife prepare? Hey, sometimes even they would like to eat. Sometimes the mothers, that is the mother-in-laws, would like to, maybe I want to cook for my son. They will come to the house.
You mean that mother-in-law will say that you want to cook for the son? Yes. Is this something that happens?
Yes, it does happen.
This is very rare.
It happens, yes. Especially when they are in the family house. My son likes maybe plantain with ontombre, and you don't prepare it for him. So I want to prepare it for him. I want to do this for him. So in that regard, in fact, if you are the daughter-in-law and you are not careful, definitely there will be disagreements between you and your mother-in-law.
You are listening to Prime Testimony Channel. I'm hearing some things for the first time. Are you saying that sometimes a mother-in-law can come to the son and then the wife and suggest to the wife that she wants to prepare a particular meal?
Yes. You know how some of them do it. They know the time the son will be coming home, so they will be fast enough to prepare their food before the son comes. So by the time the son comes, the wife's own meal may not be ready. So we just say, I've prepared your favorite, come and dine with me. After your husband has finished eating with the mother, do you think you come and enjoy yours? It's out.
Then the man might be immature.
Oh yeah, let's say.
The man might be immature. Why do you have to allow your mother to come and control whilst your wife?
So what do you think is the best way to go about this? No, let me finish. I'll let you come.
For me, I think the man has to communicate with the woman. I mean, the mother-in-law. She has to know that. She has to know that. Right now, I'm married, so I belong to a different person. So you can't come and steer my affairs for me right now.
I see.
You get it?
If she will understand you.
Oh, she has to.
I see. Yes,
I
side with him, seeing that the man is not mature, and sometimes it is our knowledge base. The Bible says the man will leave his home and be close to the wife. So do we really cling to the wife? And leaving the home means leaving everything, not entirely, but leaving everything, including the cooking. Sometimes the attachment of the mothers to their sons is what brings about the mother still wanting to cook for the son, even when the son is married.
So aside the biblical issue we talked about, you must think, because I quite remember I read a certain book. The book said the most important resource or the most powerful resource is mind. That is why Africa we are suffering. Because we don't use our brains very well. And we have the natural resources, but we are still suffering. So the most powerful weapon is your brain. So you have to be smart, aside the biblical issue. That one I don't doubt it, but you have to be smart as well.
As a married person?
Yes.
Okay, I see. It's a little bit strange, but friends, not that I don't believe, I believe you. Are you talking about things that were happening in the 70s or in this generation? There are some in-laws that behave this way.
Uncle, so in this generation.
In this generation.
It happens.
For me, I haven't seen something.
And that when you go to the let me say the rural settings,
Yeah.
When you go to rural settings, you will see it. Yes.
But
And
if you're happening in
like-
rural area, then I'm sure in the cities too it can happen.
Yes. And like my sister said, it happens when the man was still living in the family house. So leaving the home, you have to leave the home. I don't think your mother will leave her home and come to your house to do this. But if you are all living in the same house, it happens.
She can come. Maybe there might be instances. Maybe let's say your wife has given birth to them. Let's say a man is married. Your mother can come around.
Okay.
So that one can be a different issue. Okay.
You are listening to Prime Testimony Channel. This ongoing discussion makes me understand an account proverb that says that it means that if you are of married age, then you must be prepared to leave, to cleave, and to become one flesh by even leaving the family house. From this ongoing discussion, it means that when you get married and still live in a family house, you are in for trouble. Young man out there who is about to get married, and those of you who are married, should you allow your mother to dictate to your spouses how you should live your life in your own marital home? This billion city question or $1 billion question is for you to answer. Friends, let's look at this. Whose responsibility is it to take care of nieces and nephews? Assuming you are married and have your own children, is it by force that you should take care of your nieces and your nephews? I know that the dynamics are different. I want her to be just as serious because this is also another issue that brings a lot of disagreement.
And I think it's not only if you have it, but if you don't have it, you also have to focus on the family. You also have to focus on the family. Because let's say I have a little, then I'm not able to cater for my family, but I'm rather looking after my brother's children. Maybe if they even grow up, my children grow up, they will tell me I'm irresponsible. Because I wasn't able to provide for them while I was looking somewhere else. So I think their parents are also responsible for it.
But I want you to come again because the whole area, Ghana for people or say, who am I offering a big man there? Like when I die, it is my niece or it's my nephew that is going to inherit me.
Right now, I think
these things are things of the past.
Of the past.
They are things of the past. You see, I can't have a tradition because of Ejaho's case. And they believe that when I die, it should be my nephew. But in this modern world, the nephew has a father. The nephew has a mother. Where is the father? What's the father doing? I also have my family just as the father of my nephew. Sometimes, like my mother is saying, I have not been able to finish the work at home. Then I'll go out and do showmanship outside.
So doesn't mean you shouldn't help your nephews and nieces at all?
You can help them, but they should see it as a
Your responsibility.
responsibility on you. So if you don't do it, there's a problem.
But most of the time, this is how the elderly people in the home see that is our fiancé, niece or nephew, and then you are not doing anything or you are not doing enough.
Okay, this is the time we need to educate ourselves to understand that if you're not ready to marry, don't go and impregnate the woman, so that the woman, the child of the woman will not have a father. Then the woman becomes a single parent, and when there's when they're taking care of the son or the child becomes difficult, then she is now looking up to the brothers. So if nothing, no help is coming from the brothers, then there's a problem between sometimes they say my brother's wife. It is because of my brother's wife that my brother is not taking care of my children.
The men have spoken. Let's listen to the ladies on this very same subject.
At a point, you, the brother or the uncle, you have to talk to your sister. Explain things to your sister. Let your sister know what is going on. And then her responsibility in regards to taking care of the son or the child. Because if you don't explain things to her, from far, she thinks that everything is okay with you. For all you know, it's even your wife that is taking care of the house. But since everything is going on, she thinks that it's the man that is doing everything. So when you explain to your sister, my sister, this and that and that and that, so please, kindly bear with me. When things are okay, I will support. And then the days that you have it, at least call your nephew, and the little you can support, you give it to him or her.
All right. I want you also to contribute.
I believe that some of these issues of nephews, maybe looking after nephews and nieces, some may occur, let's say that before the man gets married. Maybe before he got married, he was providing, because by then he was single and maybe he was having some cash on him or her. But since the person gets married, the responsibilities increases. Now he's having his own family, maybe the wife is there, they have 1 or 2 children. So definitely the attention as at first wouldn't be now. So just as my sister said, I believe talking with your sister or your brother would be the best. Communication always is the key. When there is understanding, they'll be able to know that, oh, those days he was able to provide, and now that he's not able to provide, let's wait, maybe there will be a time that he'll be able to provide. But as married people, we need not to overburden our sisters or our brothers with our responsibility, because it is our responsibility that when we get married, we cater for our children. We need not to leave the catering of our children or our wards with another person. It shouldn't be done. So you cut your coat according to the size. Now they say the size of your material. So you look at your income, then you know the number of children you can have, and you can take care.
All right. I hear some nieces and nephews are very annoying and troublesome when they visit. What are some of the worst examples have you heard? And some of them cause trouble when they visit. Do you have any examples? Have you heard of any?
Yes, I have heard of some reasons. And it is all because they think when my uncle is not there, I am the one to take charge. So even while the uncle is still there, you want to take charge.
Charge of everything that's going on in the house.
So
and order the wife around.
they tend to disregard the uncle's wife. Because they think when my uncle is not there, sometimes they even praying that the uncle should no more be existing, so that they can quickly and easily drive you away.
I see.
So it happens.
You are listening to Private Testimony Channels. People get married, they are happy living their home. But sometimes the intrusion of some nieces, and even sometimes some mothers-in-laws and sometimes some fathers-in-law, bring about all these troubles. Let us also find out to what extent does a wife or sometimes a husband character also contribute, because it's also possible that you may have some son or mother-in-law or father-in-law who is less troublesome, but has a troublesome, assumption. I'm talking about the wife of the son or the husband of the daughter. Do we have some wives and husbands who are also troublesome?
When growing up, we were in a compound house. There was this couple who were also there with us. And anytime there's misunderstanding, the lady will not insult the husband alone. The kind of words that she will use, everybody will know that she's directing those insults to the parents of the husband. So sometimes they will be fighting, exchanging words, and then you see the in-laws, that's the sister-in-laws coming. They will just come and then also take over from the brother. So always there's misunderstanding, carrying her because of the way the woman chooses her words when she is sparring with the husband. So sometimes we or the couples themselves, they are troublesome. They bring the misunderstanding, although they lead the misunderstanding.
But do you think there are some troublesome young men and women who also cause trouble for their in-laws?
Maybe them. Because me growing up, having stayed in a compound house before, I was often with my nuclear family. Even the extended family, we often visit them. I can't remember even for like 5 years, you will even be there for, let's say, 3 days, you only come back. So,
You've not experienced that before. Okay.
I believe there are. Even some, the facial expression that they will show when they are, maybe mother-in-law is coming or visit the house alone, will push the mother-in-law out. See, sometimes when they are, maybe the mother-in-law is coming to visit,
You come here too much.
certain comments. So if as a mother-in-law you don't have that self-control or some level of maturity, then you start exchanging words with your daughter-in-law. Sometimes they will come, instead of, I saw a papa, like that's good reception. The reception will be there. And sometimes when they come, they will ask, the background of the couple. So if someone visits you,
And you ask, when are you going back?
ask the person, when are you going back? Definitely, it will raise a whole lot of issues. Yeah.
Thank you very much. After
Sometimes the way they said them, I witnessed one that the place, the wife said the in-law mother with. But
yes.
It wasn't at all. But you see, when it's
That was
happened,
the only thing we had.
that is not the only thing. But I don't know, to the lady, she thinks the in-law, no, but
Nuisance.
She's trying
I
to
said,
find a way of.
Yeah.
So she doesn't
It doesn't get fixed.
Yes. So instead of serving her at the dining hall, she even put the food on the table at the kitchen. She didn't allow the woman to go and use the dining hall.
But with this case, let's ask whether the wife has done something to them.
But as to whether he has done something to the woman or not, your mother will sometimes visit. The plate that you used to serve your mother-in-law, did you use the same thing when your own mother visited? That is the question. Yes, Joshua.
But sometimes it comes from somewhere. I'm coming to marry this young lady again, and then the family will bring a very tall list. You see, as if they are selling her to me. I love her, I want to marry her, so I take it. Now, once I marry her, I will make sure that whatever I have spent on her, I will recoup it.
How?
So when you, the family, you are coming, but when you come, there will be a little bit of expenditure on you. You understand? Or my expenses will increase, irrespective of how long you are coming to spend a year. So I will ensure that, once you have taken this money, you don't come and enjoy it any longer until maybe some time to come. You understand?
Then in this way, it means that it is a man who is playing that wicked attitude. But we are looking at a situation where it's a woman who is treating the mother-in-law this way.
Sometimes it's inherent to character.
I see.
Some people just don't like people. It doesn't matter if it is your husband's friends, your husband's relatives or whatever. You don't just like people. So once you come there, you spend a little bit more time, you become fed up. It becomes the to show those attitudes.
But sometimes too, don't you think that sometimes the level of education of some of our parents also can also be the problem? Because
Not only the parents, even the wife in question, the educational level can also let her behave this way.
some of them too are highly educated, or those who would treat their in-laws.
So I think it's the character.
It is a character. You are listening to Prime Testimony Channel. We are looking at in-law relationship management. How do we go about this? In such a way that at the end of the day, there will be a peaceful coexistence between the husband and then the wife, between the married couple and their respective in-laws. There's something in our local palace, we call it Aso Prafu. When we say Aso Prafu, what does it mean in simple terms?
We don't when a man is married to two women. We tell the women.
I'm looking at the situation where a man is married to one.
Yes. The two women, we call them akrafo.
Akrafo,
But they are rivals.
Okay.
Yes. Why do we call them rivals? This one is a wife. This one is also a wife. You understand? Now, akrafo is when the woman, the mother of the man wants to play the role of a wife. When the son was not married, the mother was doing almost everything for him. Washing, almost everything for him. And now the son has married or is married, but they still want to continue playing that role. So now here I have a wife who has to be doing the cooking, the washing, but the mother still sees me as the son that I have to continue doing this for him. So that it's like the mother-in-law now becomes like a rival to the wife.
Do we have some sisters that sometimes also behave like Asokra, where they see their sister-in-law as a rival because they think because of her, the brother is not giving them a lot of money?
Yes.
Yeah. What has been the experience? What have you heard? What do you know about this?
But to the point is what you have just said. Sometimes when the support that they get when their brother is not married is no more coming because now the brother has married or is married, then this conflict begins to come in. If it were yesterday, my brother could have done this for me, my brother could have given me this, but now because of the wife, my brother is not giving me the attention. You understand? When the sister needs the brother, maybe at that particular time, the brother is paying attention to the wife. So when the sister doesn't get that attention, then she thinks it's because of his wife.
Then, which means that when you're a young lady and then you are dating, and when the dating moves to courtship, as you visit the family, I think you have to practically look at how the sisters also go about things,
So I always say that if you're a man and you want to marry, you should visit the woman, you should pay a visit. Now when you go, let me take for the point of view of a woman. If you're a woman and you want to marry, visit the man's home. Your observation should be how the mother-in-law receives you, how the sisters-in-law receive you. If these two people, the mothers-in-laws and the sisters-in-law,
what about the brothers-in-law?
They don't cause problems.
Always
They don't cause much problems.
I said they don't cause much problems.
Yes, but the sisters-in-law and the brothers-in-law and the mothers-in-law, these are the people who cause most of the problem. So if you go and the father of your would-be husband is not in agreement with the marriage and the mother is in agreement, continue to marry. Go on.
Okay.
But if the mother is not in support and the father is in support, don't tempt.
Joshua is pondering the woman. What Joshua said, I want you to move on. Do you see it in the same light? They're so free. Okay, you start.
Sometimes even the welcome with the very first day you go, the welcome that address that they give to you yourself, even your own parents cannot even do that to you.
I see.
But when the marriage takes place and then things begin to change, especially where they see the woman dressing, changing dresses here and there. Maybe you bought it yourself, but little did they know that it's your own money. My uncle's wife once said that, maybe I'm dressing and I'm going to say, I stand your show.
Anytime when I dress, they said your husband take care of you.
And then my uncle told her that when they sew your dress, let your seamstress write, and toy.
For those of you who don't understand the Akan language, viewers, he's saying that when people make those comments, saying that as the seamstress to design or write it, they inscribe it that I am the one who bought it for myself. Okay, thank you.
So it's like the sisters will always be looking at it that you are spending my brother's money, you are spending my brother's money. Meanwhile, you are the sole provider.
Shouldn't they be happy that even their brother's wife is dressing well?
No.
How about them? Are they also dressing well? They are not.
But they also have their own life to lead.
That is what we have to educate them to
That's where
understand.
the rivalry comes in.
That's what we have to educate them to know, that your brother is now a family man. So whatever support he was giving you will not be the same now that he's married.
Do you have anything to say concerning this?
Yeah, I have a good thing to say. With regards to what he said, when my kid sister was in school, but then I wasn't married, so she would call me. oh Steve, I need money. I can send her like 500 cedis, 400 cedis. She can call me like, maybe in a month she can call me like 2 times. I'll give her 500, and maybe when another call also, I'll give her another maybe 400. But when I got married, that thing started relenting. It came down. So she'll call me and then I'll give her like 100 cedis. I'll give her like 50 cedis. The highest I remember giving her was like 200 cedis.
Did she start wondering why?
Yes, she asked me, why are you giving me this small money? She won't even reach me. At first, you were giving me bigger money. I said, yes, right now things has changed. And she understood it.
Sometimes the brother will be the reason why she is in school. Because she thinks the brother is there to support her.
No.
I'm saying sometimes that may be the reason why she is in school. That my uncle or my brother is helping me. Now my brother is married and that help is no more coming or has reduced to bring a lot of conflict between the sister-in-law and the wife.
I think culture is dynamic and times are changing. I think it's about time we understood that the way we used to do things in times past, things are changing. Because in times past, people were taking care of so many nephews and nieces before they start their own life. By the time you get settled, you are getting to 35, 40 years. So, viewers, especially our African mothers and African fathers, our uncles and everybody, we must reduce the expectation we have of our brothers or our male members of the family so that there shall be peaceful coexistence among sons and, let me say, daughters. Because in some situations, the expectation is very high for their daughters, especially where their daughter is having a good job and giving a lot of money. Once she gets married and it's not coming, sometimes they say the husband that's also spending the money. We talked about Asopra, let's look at Asoboni. Have you heard of Asoboni before? How can you explain Asoboni to somebody who is from Jamaica who doesn't understand it? Well, we have viewers from all over the world.
A bad in-law.
A bad in-law.
Yes.
Okay.
A bad in-law.
In-law is the brothers, the sisters, or the mother-in-law, the father-in-law. I know a mother-in-law whose son has another girlfriend, and the woman is protecting the son. He knows very well that the son, though married, is seeing another woman. Sometimes the wife will come to the house and say, "Oh, your husband, he said he's going for a meeting." Meanwhile, he knows he's gone out with another person. This is an example of Asoboni, a bad in-law. What are your experiences, or even if not experience, what have you heard about some of the strange things, some Asoboni or bad? Let's look at specifically mother-in-laws and father-in-laws. And then let's also look at daughters-in-law and sons-in-law.
Sometimes the mothers want their daughters to marry rich men.
No, okay.
Yes.
Some mothers are all.
Some mothers.
Okay.
Some mothers want their daughters to marry rich men or rich people. Now, you want your daughter to marry because I'm rich. Now your daughter also doesn't have that love for me to settle down with me.
Yeah.
You see, but the pressure coming from the mother will maybe force her to marry. No, she will marry me. She loves me and she wants to marry me. But because of money, the mother wants her daughter to marry. So sometimes they will rather advise their daughters to leave this man and look for another man who can take proper care of you. This was not that the wife is seeing another man, but the mother is advising her to look for another man because she thinks the man, the husband, is not being responsible or is not taking a lot of money.
So there's cash, there's money that rings. Okay, I see. Yeah, brother, I want to say.
Yeah, I was just having a money has a record. Money has a record. So
side with you.
I see.
For what you have said, money answers all things. But when it comes to marriage and relationships, you don't leave love out.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm siding with whether you wife.
Okay. That because of money. Okay, I see. Yeah. sister.
I've also witnessed one in-law who told the son to go in for another lady because the wife is bringing forth only females. And she thinks that bringing forth female is the fault of the wife. So they supported the son, went in for another lady. And it's like always there's quarreling and misunderstanding. All the sisters, everybody are in support of their brother getting a new wife who will deliver or who will bring forth a male son for their brother. And truly, the lady got pregnant, went and delivered. At the end of the day, it was a female. The child passed on, so
Why?
we have
Did they kill the child or the child passed?
No, because I don't know. Me, I was telling the woman because the woman was our caregiver, and it's that always she's crying here and there. So I was telling her she didn't want the new wife to bring forth female, so she didn't want. And lo and behold, it was a female. I don't know what happened. I don't know what actually went wrong at the hospital.
I see. I'm sure they're not, press the neck.
That one, nobody knows.
Oh my goodness.
So finally,
Our children are God's gifts.
I married and the marriage collapsed.
Okay.
I had 4 girls in that marriage. So by God's grace, I married again. And my sister told this new wife when she was pregnant that you want a male child.
Your sister told her they want a great child. Did she ask permission from you before telling you?
They didn't ask any permission from me. And they told her that if you don't give us a male child, right from the hospital.
And you didn't know about this?
Oh,
It was later your wife told you.
No, she said in my presence.
Maybe she was joking.
She was joking. But we come from a very happy Christian home, so these things are not problems there. She jokingly said it. So when this lady, when my wife gave birth to a female, she was asking me, so when I go home, what will happen to me? What my sister-in-law said, oh, she's serious. So she was just joking with you. But we go to some homes. They won't even give you that kind of things. Not because, like I say, not because they are listening to the girls. So all these things bring a lot of conflict.
Alright. You are listening to Prime Testimony Channel. Children are the gift of God. Whether women, whether girls, whether men, whether boys, whether female, whether male, whoever God gives you, you should be grateful to him. Some are paying a lot of money, seeing gynecologists and other experts. They are not getting even one child. So whoever God gives you, be grateful to him. My sister, I think we have a last but one topic that we want to discuss. Should a married woman discuss her sexual life with a man?
I'm not just with the in-law or the mother.
No, this time I'm asking about your own mother. You are married. Fortunately, everybody here is married. And I'm asking, do you think it's advisable for a married woman like you?
So only married women.
Yes, only married women. To discuss their sexual lives with their mothers. And for what reason? I want the ladies to address this. Number one, look at it in this way. When things are going on well, in terms of the sexual activity and everything. Number two, when it's not going on well, you think the man is not performing as expected. Do you think it's advisable to discuss? You are speaking for all women. Bring us your perspective.
I'm glad for me, I don't think it's advise you.
Why?
Because I believe sexual life is a private affair and it should be discussed between you and your husband. If you have any issue that maybe your husband's sex life is not going on or how he's performing you don't like, you need to talk with your husband. You talk to him, then both of you find a better way of handling it. But going to tell my mom, how will I be able to say?
Because sometimes your mother may ask you, and I know of a mother-in-law who asked ahead of who asked. because to the woman, the boy never dated until they got married.
Okay.
So they were not even sure whether he knows how to, you have sex with a woman. So you ask a group, who's this thing? How was it like? Okay, if it's not your man, what about if your mother-in-law? Some women, mothers-in-law, they like you so much out of your heart.
Well, for me, it will be very difficult.
For you too.
Yes.
All right.
Because
No, you like to listen to the woman.
sexuality is a private affair.
It's a private affair.
Yes.
So you think you should not discuss
It
it?
shouldn't be discussed out of the bed.
What about if he didn't ask you, but he did a sign language? And then so that can't you use some sign language? That's just like
It is still you discussing it.
Yes, let's hear your view. Look at your mother first before you look at your mother.
Oh, I cannot.
Both.
Yes.
You kind of, but do you think it's appropriate to do that?
Depending on the situation.
You look at two situations.
I've never heard somebody saying that the way the husband was demanding sex was too much. So she went in to discuss it with the mother-in-law that the demands of the son in terms of sex is above her strength. So when I heard it, I was like, how did she even start it at all? So I think that depending on the situation, if you think what you are facing is to the extent that you cannot contain it, I think it's better saying it than keeping quiet and then at the end of the day, maybe the
But it's you the same African woman that most of the time, the money the man is not lasting. But if the power that is coming and the anointing that is coming is about to straight to that one too, should you listen? Okay, so back to the ladies on the same question. Do you think it's appropriate to discuss your sexual life with your friends as we usually do?
For me, it will be difficult.
I see. What about you? No, you are not looking at yourself. You are looking generally married woman. Should you discuss your sexual life with your
No,
friend?
it's not.
It's not
Because this same friend that you're going to discuss this issue, one day will stand somewhere and insult you with it, or use the words or whatever thing that you said, say it against you.
And
So,
if it is good, they will try to take your husband from you.
I see.
Yes.
It is good.
If it
If
is
it's
good,
good.
they will try to come and try to see, test it.
But fine, I would say that they say to every rule there's an exception. So sometimes it's depending on the person you are discussing the issue with. You look at the person you are discussing the issue with.
Yeah, because the problem is
No, let us finish. Then you guys come.
Because sometimes you don't just go straight forward that my husband this and that and that. By the conversation, if your friend is a mature person, can even try to tell you the things that you have to do. I would say that when I got married, I was just walking and I met one of our pastors. I don't know, I didn't tell him anything, but all that after exchanging greetings, then he said, Tina, I said that I know of your situation, so go and buy sex enhancement cream. He wrote it for me. I was just standing because I not told him anything. The pastor.
Maybe you look at the way you were walking and you realized that you needed more sex.
You also that your husband has discussed his problem.
No.
I
Yes,
said,
my
okay.
husband was not even in town. He is not in town with me, but he comes when it's at that grade, so I was wondering, even up to now, sometimes I don't understand why the man just.
Or you can ask him. Maybe you look at the way you were walking and you realize this lady is more sexual. The husband should buy some.
It was just that we spent about 20 to 30 minutes was just talking about sex issue.
There's a relationship between them.
Okay, I thought for maybe God has revealed something to you.
So I was wondering why this man was talking about these things with me. You see. So to me, I think that to some extent you can discuss. To some extent, depending on the situation, and then you look at the person who are discussing the issue with.
The gentleman wanted to come in. Who wanted to come first? Okay, Joshua.
I'm going to do.
But Joshua, before you said something, well, I want you to explain that before you add your point. You said that if the sexual life of your husband is going to tell your friend, they may come and take you. Can you explain it? Can you explain?
Yes.
All right.
Some people want that kind of experience.
Okay.
You see, they want that kind of experience. So once you, the wife, begin to discuss with your friend
How good your husband is.
they will try to come and try.
Oh, I see.
And if you are not lucky, and this friend gives him better style than you, you will take him out for you.
Viewers out there, have you heard? If your husband is very good in bed as a married couple, please keep it to yourself. Because discussing it with your friend sometimes, if the friend is looking for such a strong man, she may steal him from you. Yes.
This one, the question you were asking whether it's good to share it with you.
Yeah.
Well, one thing is with Africans, when growing up, sex education is very difficult to discuss.
It is protected in anxiety.
It's very difficult. So growing up, I think that fear is in you. And you even feel shy to talk about it as a teenager, and then before you become an adult. So that's, I don't want to use a stigma. I think that thing is in you. Like you are even afraid to mention it. So you even feel shy to talk about it. So now let's say you are close with your mother, or you are close with your father. You can discuss it with your father or mother. For me, I don't see anything wrong with it. It depends. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the relationship between you and then your mother, or between you and your father. So with a man, I would think discussing it with your father would be best than with your mother. Or if you're a female, discussing it with your mother might be better than your father.
Depending upon the relationship.
That's it.
All right, thank you. But yeah, you say you disagree. Let's hear you.
This way.
Because it depends because of the relationship I have with my family.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
If we any this way, then to some extent I will agree with you or something. What I would rather suggest that if you discuss it with your mother and it persists, some mothers will encourage you
To go for another wife.
I would rather advise that if that kind of relationship exists between you and your mother-in-law, rather put your mother-in-law back with your husband. Because the mother-in-law will not advise you to leave your son or to leave your husband. Or better still, look for a counselor. But for friends, it doesn't matter what relationship that exists between you and your friend. Never.
Okay, what is
Equally, if we're a man, answer, don't me, I will not.
you are telling the very Look at how boys discuss issues. We don't take things to be very serious. Obviously, but if guys really love themselves more than girls, you get it. So there are some issues you can discuss with a guy. It is hard to come out.
My wife is not performing or is not giving me the best sex. Can I come to discuss it with you? My friend, son.
When you are growing up,
But when we grow,
when you
become fathers. When we grow,
But
we
he
become
is saying
fathers.
that his wife is not the
What
one
I'm going to
that
complain, what I'm discussing with my
His
friend.
friend.
I won't say
You're saying because
that.
of the wife.
My wife, even
Because
this
son-
one, she doesn't do this, that.
oh no,
You see,
that is when you're with boys.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right now, you have a
Now you are a man.
yes, you are
and then our
married.
children are married. I
Yes.
think
So that thing might
Yeah.
go. So that one you start reasoning like men.
So
Because
yes,
Some
yes,
men
yes.
still behave like boys.
so you need to know
The best is that
so you have to know your friend.
the best is that don't discuss it with your friend.
You have to know your friend.
Yeah,
you see,
You have
boy
to know.
boyfriend is different from girl girlfriend.
He even said it. That even when you discuss it with, when the ladies discuss it with the ladies, she might come and try.
Come and tell.
But from the guy will not come and try.
But if the lady is also good, then I go to Taliban to my lady and they don't try it. You see,
Oh, like someone like me, I'll be praising you right now.
some guys will know what
I think that what we are discussing, we are married
Marriage materials, married
married
couples.
yes. So if you are discussing an issue, you look at the person you are discussing, even not even the sex alone, everything about your life. When you are discussing it with a friend, you look at the person you are discussing with the issue. You don't just go and among your friends, you know who is who, what somebody is capable of.
Yeah.
So you discuss the issues that you think, oh, this my friend is good at this place. And looking at her Christian background, I can discuss this thing. Yeah, you go ahead. But among your friends, you know that even within the church, you know that this my friend is so correct, so I will not discuss issues.
All right.
So it all boils down to trust issue.
Yeah, trust issue.
Trust and the sort of relationship that you have with the person. So if you are in a very good relationship with the person and maybe you've worked with the person for so long a time and you've maybe discussed certain issues with the person and for some time you've not heard any issue, or maybe a way you've not heard such issue, and you think that the issue that you are going through or the situation that you find yourself is so persistent or so severe that you can't keep it to yourself, then it is better you voice it out. But in a situation where you can handle, you handle it between you and your husband. When you cannot handle, then you go the extra mile, either seeking for a counselor's advice or to your parents, your mother, if you think it's okay. Then maybe best your friend if you think it's okay in that way. So
Definitely we'll have to continue with this because the way the discussion is ascending to a crescendo, we definitely have to sit. I would say we have to sit down and continue discussing this one. You're listening to Brian Testimony Channel. I want to thank you, my panel members, for joining me to have this discussion because it's a very important topic that we need to look at. I believe you have learned and I have also learned. My name is Arthur Brent. Please keep watching Brian Testimony Channel.